As I mentioned earlier, something special at the traffic engineering shop that is going to help us and has been helping us actually for quite some time with traffic in the Gainesville area. I went over there recently to talk with Stephen Phillips.
This is the new technician room here that we have built about a year ago, and this is just where we can troubleshoot a lot of the problems we have before we put stuff out in the field. Control cabinets and controllers, and just other components that we need for the inside the control cabinets and stuff. This is what the technician room is built for.
Let's talk about this. This is a very interesting board that's right here beside us. It looks like one of the intersections in downtown Gainesville.
Yes, right now this board can simulate any intersection in the city. But as of right now, this board is running the intersection of MLK and E. Butler. We have a control cabinet here that we've hooked up here to simulate how the light's going to run if there's a problem. If there's a problem with what we have out there in the field, the cabinet was to get hit by a car because of a wreck or lightning was to hit it, this cabinet here is ready to be put into the field as soon as we have a problem.
Okay, so what we're seeing on the board right now, the red lights, yellow lights, green lights, this is really simulating the intersection.
Yes, it is. This is simulating just like what you would see out there. I mean, this is your red indication to stop, your yellow indication to clear the intersection, and the green indication to go.
Yellow, that doesn't mean hurry up and get through the red light now, does it?
No.
I have to be reminded of that sometimes. I also see, Stephen, that up in the upper right-hand corner you have something there with several lights, and it's written above it, it says overlaps. What is that for?
Yes, the intersection there at MLK and E. Butler, it's a special intersection in the city. There's only one like it in the city, and a standard intersection is a phase, is what we call is an approach you come up on. Whether you have a straight through approach, that's a phase, or if you have a left turn, that's a phase. They're separate. So a standard intersection has 8 phases, and MLK has more than 8 phases. So the overlaps is to take care of the other phases.
Okay.
And that makes the light, because basically we're operating 2 signals out of 1 control cabinet.
And what about these boxes that are all around this entire room? What are these for?
These are spare controllers. This is the brain of the intersection. Okay. This is what has all of the timing, all of the memory that makes the light operate, that cycles the light and makes it run. And all of these here are just, they're spares because lightning storms, it's an electrical component. Lightning storms can hit and power can go out and the controllers go bad, and we need to make sure that we have some ready to go that we can take our laptops and hook up to it and put our program in it, take it out there, put it out, and the light gets back up running.
So basically this is a test room for
Yes.
you. How has this benefited the city?
This has benefited the city is we have testing equipment stuff, and in these control cabinets there's components in these cabinets that have to be tested every year. And if we was to take the stuff out of the cabinet, box it up and ship it, send it off to the manufacturer, and then wait for them to ship it back, and then we'll have to buy more stuff to change out what we have to change out. We have all the test equipment to bring this stuff back into this room, hook it up, test it, take it right back out to the field. I mean, it saves the city so much money. I mean, it's
and
just
time.
And time.
And time is money.
And time, yeah. I mean, it's we have 78 intersections that we have to maintain here in the city, and if we had to take stuff out and ship it off, we couldn't get it done in a year because we have to maintain the lights. We have to catch bulbs when they go out. We have troubleshooting calls, and we're in the process of upgrading every signal in the city, and we're about 50% done, and we're hoping by the end of next year that we will have the whole city LED, new cabinets, cleaned up, and that traffic can move through the city nice and easy.
Let's talk about, as we look at this grid that's been set up here, how often, how many different variations, not a trick question, but how many different variations could occur at an intersection like this? We talk about the different times of day, and traffic is one way in the morning, one way in the afternoon. Tell me about all those considerations when you're working on something like this.
Well, when we're working on something like this, with the timing plans, we have an exceptional engineer that does an exceptional job, and he takes care of most of the timing stuff. But generally in the morning time, we want to move traffic in the town to to get people to their jobs.
So the lights are set up a certain way for
Yeah,
that.
there's a certain timing program in there in the mornings that we want to move traffic into town to keep you from having to stop as least as possible. And then at lunchtime, everybody's going to be leaving their jobs and going to eat lunch and that, and we're going to run a plan that time of day to help keep traffic flowing at a reasonable, to get you there, to get your lunch, to get you back to work. And then in the evening time, we run a plan to where we can move the people when they're getting off work, we can move them out of town. So I mean, these cabinets and controllers here, they're so smart. I mean, you can put so many different timing plans in them and coordinate them together, tie them together to where you're running when you're coming down to E.E. Butler and you turn off a Jesse Jewell on the E.E. Butler in the afternoons. If you hit it at the right time, you should be able to flow right on out of town at the speed limit and not get stopped.
That's a dream when that happens.
Yeah. I mean, well, sometimes
really nice.
it just depends on where you hit it at the cycle.
Right.
During the cycle of the plan. I mean, you may hit it to where you're at the end of the cycle when you make that turn, and you may get stopped at the first light, but then you may not get stopped no more. So I mean, it just depends on where you are in the cycle and the speed limit, how fast you're traveling.
What's the next big project for traffic engineering?
We are in the processes of, we're going to upgrade and clean the square up. We're going to put new signal heads up there and put LEDs in, and just make it really, really nice. That is the heart and soul center point of the city, is the square. So we like to
A little historic
keep it,
flavor.
yeah, we like to keep it in excellent condition, and is the least amount of time we have to go up there and work on it, the better we are.
Right.
The better the city is too.
That's right. Well, this is kind of like the man cave of the traffic engineering shop over here, and certainly we appreciate what y'all do for the city. And I noticed as I was coming into this particular area, every nut and bolt and screw you can imagine is outside this room. So y'all have a lot of tools that you're working with every day.
Yes, we do. When we built this technician room, the whole purpose of building it is we wanted to utilize having a technician room, but above us upstairs is storage. We was able to basically kill two birds with one stone. We was able to build what we needed to do the testing of the equipment, but then utilize the above space to store signal heads and ped heads and just other hardware and stuff that we use in the city for the traffic lights.